him perfectly. After a pause, he muttered that he hoped his patron would involve him in no trouble about this last letter, for he had kept it back solely with the view of pleasing him. He was continuing in this strain, when Mr Chester, with the most beneficent and patronizing air, cut him short by saying: 'My good fellow, you have my promise, my word, my sealed bond, for a verbal pledge with me is quite as good, that I will always protect you, so long as you deserve it. Now, do set your mind at rest. Keep it at ease, I beg of you. When a man puts himself in my power so thoroughly as you have done, I really feel as though he had a kind of claim upon me. I am more disposed to mercy and forbearance under such circumstances than I can tell you, Hugh. Do look upon me as your protector, and rest assured, I entreat you, that on the subject of that indiscretion, you may preserve, as long as you and I are friends, the lightest heart that ever beat within a human breast. Fill that glass once more to cheer you on your road homewards. I am really quite ashamed to think how far you have to go. And then God bless you for the night.' 'I think,' said Hugh, when he had tossed the liquor down, 'that I'm sleeping soundly in the stable. The stable door's shut, but the steed's gone, master.' 'You are a most convivial fellow,' returned his friend, 'and I love your humour of all things. Good night. Take the greatest possible care of yourself, for my sake.' It was remarkable that during the whole interview each had endeavoured to catch stolen glances of the other's face, and had never looked full at it. They interchanged one brief and hasty glance as Hugh went out, averted their eyes directly, and so separated. Hugh closed the double doors behind him, carefully and without noise, and Mr Chester remained in his easy chair, with his gaze intently fixed upon the fire. 'Well,' he said, after meditating for a long time, and said with a deep sigh and an uneasy shifting of his attitude, as though he dismissed some other subject from his thoughts, and returned to that which had held possession of them all the day, 'the plot thickens. I have thrown the shell. It will explode, I think, in 48 hours, and should scatter these good folks amazingly. We shall see.' He went to bed and fell asleep, but had not slept long when he started up, and thought that Hugh was at the outer door, calling in a strange voice, very different from his own, to be admitted. The delusion was so strong upon him, and was so full of that vague terror of the night in which such visions have their being, that he rose, and taking his sheathed sword in his hand, opened the door, and looked out upon the staircase, and towards the spot where Hugh had lain asleep, and even spoke to him by name. But all was dark and quiet, and creeping back to bed again, he fell, after an hour's uneasy watching, into a second sleep, and woke no more till morning. Chapter 28.